myself Dr. Suman Singh, and I am a principal scientist in one of the CSIR labs, Central Scientific Instruments Organization, and this is situated at Chandigarh, India. My journey as a scientist, to start with, I would like to have the audience know what is my background. I come from Pilani. I had my education, basic schooling from Pilani, a city which is situated in Rajasthan state of India. This is a very small city, but yes, it's known as a hub of education because of Birlas, because they have established very good educational institutes in the Pilani. So my schooling started from there, and then again. I am born and brought up in entirely in Rajasthan. Then again, I moved to one of the premier women institute. I would like to emphasize. It is a Banasthali Vidyapit, and it's a world-renowned deemed to be university. It is exhaustively for the women, for the all-round development of women, not only from the education but also physical, emotional, everything for every part of your life or of as a human. They train you or they educate you. Then after completing my education, I was lucky to join one of the premier research institutes, again CSIR, National Physical Laboratory, which is situated in Delhi. I did my masters in chemistry, so definitely my way was further into chemistry, in terms of research education also. And from NPL, I can say that was the starting of my research career. It is NPL from where I started understanding what research is. I was very new when I joined one of the projects there, and I was not knowing what research is. Interestingly, I always belong to CSIR family, but still, since we were not very much acquainted with what scientists do, what researchers do, so that was my first experience as a researcher in NPL, and it has taught me a lot to be an independent researcher. And being a scientist, it's not doing some research and writing papers. Being a scientist involves plethora of actions and deeds, right from the your observations, how you put your observation into words, then how you solve your surroundings, how you work to solve the problems of society or for technological interventions. So it is not only doing some experiments and putting it on the papers, it is understanding of your environment. So from there I started my research journey. And I would say in this time of struggle for employment, I was lucky enough. I got a position of junior scientist in another CSIR lab, Central Mechanical Engineering Research Lab, which is situated in West Bengal. But due to some of my personal problems or some professional problems also, I had to make a shift. I spent 3 years in West Bengal, so I am acquainted with the Bengali language also, which is very sweet. So then my journey started at CSIU Chandigarh in 2008, and since then, as a researcher, I am in the this city, beautiful city. Chandigarh is also known as the city beautiful. Okay. Regarding my professional direction, I would say it was my father who always motivated me, and he is the support pillar for me. And he only motivated. And one thing was very clear in my family: you have to work. You don't have to be housewife, you have to work, whether it's a small job or a big, irrespective of designation. It was very clear for all our siblings that you have to study one thing and you have to be in job. What job, it was not destined at that time, but I won't say there was any gender inequality at my house. My siblings, I have two brothers, and incidentally one of my brother is also scientist, and I'm married to a scientist person. So it's a sort of scientist and doctor's family I belong to. So it was my father who had this clear in his mind that my children will be doing job. Definitely, as I said, there was not gender biasness, but I don't know about other states. But in Rajasthan, it is assumed that being a teacher is a very wonderful and favorable job for girls. And my father's entire extended family is into teaching. But that was the reason I never wanted to be a teacher, because I wanted to do something different. I was like, no, I don't want to go to the line where everyone in the family is towards teaching. So that thing was clear. Then coming to my education, another the thing which was clear in my family, that it should be a government job. Private was not that priority, but government was priority. So again, I had option of teaching and researchers, being a researcher or a scientist, so I opted for scientist. So I can say my father is my mentor. He had been my torch bearer to show me this path. And moreover, since continuously my childhood is also from Pilani also has CSIR lab, so I had always been in very close association with the scientists. So that was the thing, that I knew that this I can do, I can think, I can provide solutions. So among the two professions which were in front of my eyes, so I chose being a scientist. Then chemistry again, I am talking about she woman in chemistry. So chemistry is like very attractive. It had been very attractive to me, especially when we used to do this 10th and 11th experiments, the titration experiments. So the color generation and layer by thin layer, paper layer, chromatography, thin layer chromatography, variation of colors, titration, you are adding something. At schooling I was not that much like inquisitive that what has been added, but I was inquisitive how beautiful this color is. And this is with me in such a that even today if I look at any titration experiments in the lab, I just stop for a minute and take a picture and then keep it in my mobile. So that is how chemistry inspired me. And moreover, if I talk about chemistry among other subjects, it is part of your life. It is surrounding everywhere, whether you are in a kitchen, whether you are in office, whether you are in garden. So whatever activity you are doing, we are surrounded by the chemistry. This colorful chemistry had always attracted me. And also it is often said that love is all about chemistry. So it was my love towards chemistry, so I decided to be in this chemistry line. Further, this I would say this subject inclination depends upon the teachers also, and teachers not at a very high level, teachers at schooling level. How good teachers you get at schooling level, that also many times becomes a deciding factor, that in which line you have to go. So I had been fortunate enough to have good teachers who used to illustrate us with examples in Hindi, in English, doing experiments themselves. So that's how this chemistry came into my life. And now at present also I am in front of you for the as a chemistry scientist. Regarding, I would say it is not an easy line. You can say there are always challenges. Uh, I happen to be God gifted. I can say that I have not faced too much struggle regarding employment, regarding what I wanted to, except few challenges, like it's very difficult to get yourself accepted in male dominating environment. Always I will just share, I don't know whether it's worth to mention in the story. I came to Chandigarh, and one of my seniors was chemistry. And he used to say to my boss at that time, who was my boss, why you have taken this girl from the chemistry? She will not be doing anything. I am the chemistry person, why you have taken her? So it becomes very difficult for the woman to take a leadership position, or to take often people don't take women in committees or any big decision things. Now they have started, because there is a government policy that you have to add women representatives, maximum women representatives. But earlier it was a difficult in the sense acceptability by your colleagues. But yes, most of my journey had been very smooth. I had good colleagues, good supporting friends, good family. My husband is also scientist in the same office, so he had been a supporting pillar in my this journey. And whenever I get tensed, obviously, your spouse or your wife is the best friend. So I share, and he motivates me a lot. Whatever I do for a leadership quality, he motivates me. So this is my story as a professional lady, as a personal lady also. Okay, there. If I say about my family morals, this is first thing is respect whatever you have, whether it's in a materialistic thing. If you have small job, respect it. If you have big job, respect it. So respect what you are with at present. My father used to say, because I did not face an employment, and he used to comment, since you have not seen the unemployment, that's why you are like this. And I would say this is the fact also. You become adamant when you have not seen the struggle. You become little bit flexible when you have seen this unemployment problem. So first thing I learned from my family is respect everyone, whether it's a junior, senior. Even today, I of course, in there is a culture that you can call by name, but we are not able to say, just because of family values. Always we have been taught to be respectful. And second thing which we have, that of course we have obtained from my mother as well as from my father. uh, Take a lead. No matter you fail or you pass, but at least show that you are ready to take this leadership work or responsibility. Never hide behind the crowd. That was the another thing. Like sometimes kids get shy, and go to the background. No, we were always encouraged that you have to come in front. You have to take the lead responsibilities. Forget about whether you will be selected, not selected, you will be successful. No. So second thing is, that is what we have been taught. And honesty. Of course, honesty is the thing which I have taken my from family. And of course, every parent tell their children to be honest. So that is the honesty. Whatever has happened, whether it's a wrong thing, good thing, bad thing, but you have to be honest with yourself and your surrounding. Then to die for something. Don't, okay, you failed and you are not rising. No, you have failed, fine, you have learned from your failures, then grow, then again walk up and start your new path. And this has helped me a lot, because many times there are emotional stresses, physical stresses. So next day, okay, we start emotionally also. Let it be gone, so let's start the new, a fresh day or fresh responsibility. So that these are some of the family inherited moral values we have obtained. And since as I told, Pilani is not very advanced, not advanced, that word will be wrong. It is a small city. So limelight of outside world I got to know only when I came to Delhi. That told me how different the society is than being in a small. So um, one should welcome the people or the students, kids, whosoever who is coming from the small area, rural area, and just give a supporting hand. In fact, I am associated with some Reliance, another foundation also, where I am a mentor for the students. They give some fellowship and they attach some mentors with them. So I chose by my choice to be mentor of one of such student. No, no, yes, yes. My mother was only who were like, पढ़ो पढ़ो पढ़ो. And whenever we are sitting, पढ़ लो जाके. And very one trait I have obtained from my mother is to be bold enough. Don't get demotivated. My mother is very bold, very good leader. She is always, you should be first in everything. Like, she doesn't feel good if I am not selected for anything, or if I fail somewhere. Even I have a son, my 7 years old, and she pushes him also. Where one thing that is very smart, my mother is very smart in terms of leadership, motivation, energy. I am half of her energy. So she had been inspirational for me in terms of energy and being bold. Correct, correct. Regarding professional mentorship, I would say I never had any mentor. Or sometimes in this celebrity world, it is said that you need to have Godfather, and that is true in all spheres. That is one thing I have realized since I was not having mentor or the guide for my professional. I'm self-made. Whatever I am, whether whatever at stage I am self-made. I was not fortunate enough in this sense that some mentor was there for me to support or tell me, and but it is required everywhere. Even to my students, I now tell that follow anyone, make somebody mentors. I mentor my students a lot, and you would be happy to learn that they mentor me also. Because it is when I mentor them, I motivate them, they equally talk to me like मैम ऐसे कर लो, मैम वहाँ निकला है ये भर दो. My students are very good, and I would say they are my this thing support pillars for my professional. But yes, as a mentor, I'm self-made. Yes, I don't know whether it is a publishable thing or not, but I would share. I had a very good start of my research life. I started at NPL, and I had a very good experience. But when I went to CMERI, and I was posted in one group, but I was not accepted there. The reasons were something they wanted somebody else on the position where I was recruited. So I spent 3 years and 3 months. I remember the exact date, exact months and years. This means that that had been a dent in my professional life, I would say. For 3 years, I struggled a lot to get because my the that's, boss, he used to lock all the rooms, and he gave me only table chair and said do what research you can do. And he never allowed me to assess the facilities. I talked to the authorities also, but I don't know what made them not to take any action against that person. I never could understand this. So those 3 years and 3 months are definitely, these are dents in my professional life. And for that, I would say my husband was also in the same lab, and he said if you are not happy, you can take transfer. So I took a risk factor where my husband was also in the same office, but I had to take risk because it was my husband who supported me that don't, at this moment, at this point of your life, when you are not happy in your office, you don't feel like going to office, you are not allowed to do anything. And neither I was heard by any of my superiors or subordinates or the senior people. Last thing my director said me, that I cannot do anything about this person, but I can give you a transfer to any institute you want. So he was like, I could understand his helplessness, that there might be some helplessness, that he was not able to support me in that office. He offered me that choose whichever lab. We have 38 labs in India, and our scientific position is not transferable. You have to be in one lab only unless and until you switch to another institute or something. But my director said that you take transfer. And immediately, you won't believe, immediately the moment I got the letter, on the very 2 3 days later on, I joined this institute, because that period was not good for me. And I don't want, sometimes I discuss it saying that how I have come to Chandigarh. But that was the incident. I don't know what happened, but I spent 3 years 3 months doing nothing, as a researcher, doing nothing, only little bit what I could. But at that time, I published a review which has about more than 500 citations today. So I think that is the only one good thing happened, 10%. Otherwise, that was a risk I took, because for my family. And then I requested the director here that my husband is there, so please help us. And then he was good enough to take both of us in CSIU. And that was not sexual assaultment, but yes, mental. It was a lot of mental assault, because I went from NPL, where I was one of the good researchers. I published 6 papers in 2.5 years, and all of a sudden I was doing nothing for 3 years. My family was also getting disturbed. I risked my family position to shift here. So that is the only struggle which I have. Except a paper rejection, acceptance proposal, that is not, there's a minor things you can again retry. But that is a big dent, which because of which professional loss is always there. Okay. uh, this is very tricky, because even if I get a small good thing, I say that yes, I am successful. So if you are successful when as I won't go into details, but yes, you are successful when you have a good personal life, because it is equally important when you have to balance your personal and professional life. So success is when you are having good family, good personal life, as well as you are getting uh, what you were meant for and what you deserve. So, and deserving is again is a very biased thing. It is another thing, and this I did not mention as one of the barriers, because this happens with everyone, whether it's a male or it's a female. So that is what you deserve, you are not getting, and this happens everywhere. Like timely promotion, it is the only a smallest thing you don't get, in spite of you are doing very well. I don't know. So this is success. Professional and personally, when you are doing good, you are known for it, your network knows you for your work. And personally, when you have a good personal life at home, you feel good at home, you feel good at office, it is a success. And failures come every day. Failures come every day, so only option, either you have a good mentor who can support you, who can work for you, work for not in like doing experiment, who can work with your emotional disturbance, and who can tell you what to do. But yes, failure is every day. In even small things you fail, you then you get up and you start things. So for me, I won't say that this is success, but okay, yes, good personal life, a good professional life, getting what you deserve, getting recognition of what you are doing. कोने में पड़े रह के भी doing something is not your success. You have to be bold enough to tell what you are doing. You have to market yourself, which of course I am a little bit poor. This I learned in recent years, that you have to market yourself, no matter how very high science you are doing or a medium science you are doing, but market your work. Do tell world that what you are doing. That would be, I was not very much clear at that time what I have to, when I was 15 to 20 years. So you have to be clear in your mind. It is not get what you are getting while passing through. You should be clear. So if I go back, I would make change myself, and making that I should know what I have to do. It is not taking whatever is available to you, but be to what you have to. Okay, first lesson is don't bother about what others say. You do your work with full honesty, with maximum efforts you can do. First thing is, don't think about what others will say. And then second lesson, success and failure are part of your life. Don't get too much affected. Get up and speak for yourself. Third lesson, even to my son also I say, take lead. Give your name when whatever opportunity is there, getting selected or not selected, they say. You won't believe, in past 6 7 months I have sent my students to different conferences, Many of them have gone to international conferences also, to national conferences also, so I always push them. So this is the lesson that they need to get out. Everyone need to get out to know what others are doing and what you are doing. So these are few. And always be leader. They don't get hesitant to lead anything. Always be a leader. Speak for yourself. Okay, that I know. I don't look back and think as a, if things would have been like this would have happened. So it is, there is nothing except, because all your destiny is designed. Only the thing is, you have to be truthful to yourself. So I won't say, because I don't turn back and roar, or just sit with the crying face that this happened to me, this should not have happened. So I don't think I would be able to answer such type of questions. But yes, a few things, like uh, I used to be hesitant. I was not outspoken. That is the one thing I wanted to change about myself if I get the time to go back. It took, after a certain time, or due to my some personal incidents, I learned to speak. Otherwise I used to be hesitant to speak to the audience or to the outer. Of course, but I used to participate in debates. From that point of view I was outspoken, but not, I used to wonder how these two people met and started talking. So that I was very poor in it. Of course, I used to participate in debates and win the prizes also, but that speaking is different than interacting with somebody, some unknown. It is sort of personal, of course, not good. My father was not well. He was not well for few months, and we used to take him from hospitals to hospitals, and most of them were like AIMS, Gangaram, etc. So the crowd is very large in those hospitals. So doctors never used to listen us. So that made me to speak. That taught me that you have to speak, you have to call doctor to the bed, otherwise they won't come. So that was. And the second, once I went for an interview of a teacher, and there two three people started talking immediately as if they are the friends for past many years. So that surprised me, that how they could talk. So slowly I started doing that okay, when you are sitting at some place, you say hello, how are you, where are you going. So that's how it started. And of course, personal point, when I had to face some point of my life in hospitals, at that time I learned to speak. I was very hesitant, मुझे समझ में नहीं आता था what to talk. Music. It's not related to science, but yes, music. Music, if I get to listen some good music, it makes me to wake up and start my day. It's not that I switch on and do hip hop, but yes, if music is there, which I like, it definitely makes me happy and help me to get energized. So this is the thing. And when I see my professionally, if I talk, when I see my students smiling, that gives me a satisfaction, because there are the cases when students are not happy with the supervisors, whosoever is. So whenever I see my research students happy in my company, that gives me a satisfaction. And energetically, if I get to listen good music, I get energized. I forget who told me what, who said me what. Definitely, this is one thing that, as I told, that leadership is, my mother and my father always told us to be leader. So I always want to be some leading personality. I don't know whether I will be able to or not, but yes, that is one thing I want, that I should be heading, or I should go for some position where I can mentor, I can institute, I can handle as responsible things working for the institute or the nation. That is of course. And regarding, if I talk about papers, patents, they are always with the scientists. All scientists are always hungry of all these things. They are always hungry, whether they don't think that what they will have in lunch, but they will definitely think how many papers I can have. Even before your interview, I was just correcting a manuscript, so and half an hour before, I was discussing about patents. So these are your rosy roti. This patents publication, you always want to be uh, having good number of patents publications. And of course now with the within in a few years, this scene has also changed, that papers are not enough. Ultimately something should come out of the papers. So for past 2 years, I have little bit redirected myself towards developing technologies which can go really into the market. Earlier we was okay, paper is there, you are mm, just decorating your biodata. But yes, now we are working on some technologies, like I am working on some pesticide detection kits, portable diagnostic handheld devices, then anemia detection in rural pregnant women and children, water of course, pure water or water remediation, water treatment. So I have redirected my research line in such a way that whether paper comes or not, but yes, technology should be there. Technology should come, go to the society where you can tell that my son is in 7th class and now he has started questioning me, what you are developing, what you are working, where is your device. So that is making me conscious enough that if I am not able to answer my own kid, then whether I will be able to answer for the society. So nowadays we have started towards not bothering about papers, but yes, we are now working towards developing technologies which can go to the market. At home, I keep my energy with my research work only. I don't go anywhere. I remain in my room and my labs with my students. We often, so that is after entering the office gate, I forget my personal life. I don't know whether it's normal or not, but yes, completely forget my personal life. Then, as soon as I enter my gate, and we often just discuss science. We do party. We do discuss. I am a friend, I am a supervisor, I am a mentor. So I play multiple roles to keep my students active, and that keeps me active. I like the discussion. When any student come to me and say, madam kuch discuss karna, I leave all my work, whether I sometimes I miss deadlines also because of that. But yes, I try that, okay, if the student has come to discuss, I should discuss immediately. So my research keeps me energized in office. And at personal life, my son, uh, okay, regarding sustainability, as for past 2 3 years, this word has become very popular. So everyone is forced to think about also. So we have, if I discuss with you, we have taken sustainability with us. Now, one of my research work is on waste remediation. Like plastic, we are trying to make some functional materials from plastic waste. So with every some incident, you have to diversify your research. So that is how there are diversions. Like as I told you that earlier there was a time for the paper, but now it is towards technology. So we deviated from paper to some developing technologies. Then came word sustainability. So we thought, okay, we need to this is really one of the concern, sustainability. So I have diversified my research to waste remediation, where we are working on developing some functional materials from plastic material. At the same time, we are using waste material to generate electricity, due to microbial action, so microbial fuel cells. Then energy harvesting from wastewater, that is another area which we have started. And in most of my work, in for past 2 to 3 years, being a chemistry, we use a lot of chemicals. But now our experiments, we plan in such a way that we use minimum amount of chemicals. We are moving towards green chemistry. So we are taking plant extracts, waste paper, waste material, waste electronic waste. So these type of research now we are into. We try to avoid, whenever we plan experiments, my team of students and myself, we sit and I always say them, go for the minimum use of this thing, chemicals. So from that point of view, green chemistry, and most of my work is on the electrochemistry. Electrochemistry is does not involve in harsh chemicals, and I always say my students, don't go for the organic synthesis and all these things, try to minimize the chemicals. So I have diversified my research, that to some bit of my role I'm working towards sustainability. Now this 3D printing we are using for our work, where we can use minimum raw material, and so that's how we are lined into sustainability. Yes, in the sense that, for example, when we are working for the anemia for the pregnant woman, or the anemia in the rural kids where we don't get sufficient nutrition. So that is the we are working on developing kits where it will have a direct effect. Nobody cares whether they are anemic or not, but yes, some NGOs are active in all these things, so I hope we can give them those kits where they can work for their nutritional benefits of pregnant ladies and kids. That is one thing. And in now society, we are in the process of transferring technology for orthopedic implant material. We are in the discussion, not yet finalized. Today at 4 we have one such meeting, and so we are trying to send our technologies to the society, but to the needy person, not that well to do, to the needy person. For example, pregnancy kits, most of the women knows pregnancy kits, so we are working into making such type of devices, not for pregnancy because already these kits are available. We are making it for the pesticide detection, ovarian cancer biomarkers, where we work closely with the doctors, and doctors, this such type of problems come from the doctors, that we face this type of problem. So we are trying to develop the kits where even the household or a housewife can use, unskilled person also can use, to understand the adulteration of their food, or understand their health circumstances in some cases. Most of my research is towards targeting some such type of problems, not very that industry, well to do industries, but we try to dedicate our research to the person who actually need, people or the society who actually need it. Okay, there are many things which I have not done yet. Okay, I won't say on the top. I could not understand learn swimming till date, till my age. So that is one thing which is pending in my to do list. Learning swimming, and I thought my son will help me, that he will join the classes, but he is also like me. He denied. I don't want to learn swimming, so I failed there. So that is one thing which I often see, that I have to do this. Then that वो couple dance होता है ना, which balls dancing. So my husband is very shy, so I sometimes interested in couple dance. And salsa. Salsa is which I have never tried. So salsa is another dance which I would like to put my feet in. And yes, only leisure thing. Going on a girl trip. That is another to do list. Okay. Professionally, if I talk, I have reached to a level now. I have become eligible for many high positions. So I have started thinking about it. Earlier, I used to think that at present I am not prepared for it. I have to work for myself for in professional point of view. So now I have that one thing in mind, that okay, I should reach at a point where people recognize me. That is one thing, not for recognize me for my work. So that is one thing I want to see myself professionally. Personally, cool, happy life. I would be happy. Touch wood, I have good personal life, so nothing to complain more about it. And but I would share, Surpreet, when any woman say that I want to do this and this, we are often called as very opportunists. Like we only look for, and if we say okay, if we compromise with the situation, then they calculate us as a non-success here, or the failures, or that is because of some scary thing you are not able to do things. So these are the two different things. The moment you say I want to go for the fellowship, you are judged. The moment you say that no, no, I am not applying, no, so you are again judged. So at every point, whenever you talk about the opportunities which you would like to explore, you are always judged as opportunist. And that I would say that is in the personal front also, professional front also. The time has gone that when we used to say our girl child that you learn this thing, otherwise you will face problem. Now it applies to boys also, because ultimately and slowly they start undertaking that this is mother's work, this is sister's work, so we need to teach our boys. That's true, very true. No, there was never incident, only except one thing my mother used to say: you should learn how to work, how to take care of your house. That is of course not because you are a girl or you, but yes, that it was from point of view that when if you would have been working, then also you will have to manage. Her point was very clear: no matter in what, in how rich family you will get married, you will have to take care of your house. So that was very clear, but of course that was never because of inequality. That was the hard truth, and yes, that is the truth. Ultimately, a female of the house is the binding for everyone. It is not based on the equality, only God made like this, I think so. Any one point which made you feel special? My parents never addressed me beti. My parents always addressed me beta. It is like never felt me ki you are a girl, always they are beta. So that is the thing which I always liked about my parents.